Hello, 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 and welcome to the Journaling Room live. I'm here every Monday now at 9 p.m. GMT, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Great to be on here. Always great to see people. It is hot over here in the UK. We're trying not to complain, but we're probably complaining a little bit because it is super hot out here. I mean, last week it was hailstones, it was freezing cold weather, and literally the next day it's like nearly 100 degrees. It's been incredible though. We have been enjoying the heat. Hope everyone is doing well. Had some great feedback from last week's show. Thank you again to Latoya Grace with her book Worship Therapy. She joined me last week Monday, and she was in a hot seat and we were having a conversation about her book Worship Therapy. This week we have Valerie, a really great friend of mine, really excited about our conversation, which we'll be having shortly. I'll literally be on for around 20 minutes. That's what we do on a Monday at 9 for 20 minutes, just having conversations with so many different authors I've been working with. So we talk about journaling, we talk about writing, we talk about publishing, and also leaving a legacy. So excited for today's conversation, but as always, I just given an introduction to myself. So I'm Camelle-ilona, ran the House of Ilona, my women's clergy brand, for 15 or so years. And I always used to say helping women look good on the outside is my business, but helping them feel good on the inside is my heart. And so we're doing that heart's work, we're doing that inside work. So it was a collection of clothing, now it's a collection of books, and I'm a speaker and author. I've got over 20 books on Amazon, and lots of books are journals. And the one I want to share with you today is this one, and it says rebrand, rebuild, and refine. And this is specifically for professionals, creatives, and founders who are ready to be seen anew, showing up authentically in your next chapter. And I feel like my instruction was, Camille, create books with journaling prompts and space. So people will be able to get the book and they begin to write in all the pages of the book. And as they write, it becomes their book. It becomes their story. I wrote my first book, Finding Divine Flow, from years of journaling and just pulling loads of different notes together. And I was able to write my book. And the big question people would always ask is, how did you write your book? And I was like, through journaling. Then they're like, how did you journal? And I'm like, what? What do you mean, how do you journal? So I've just been on a journey for the last 3 years, I would say, of producing journal books, so that it's basically space for you to write, for you to journal, for you to process. And this specific one is about rebranding, rebuilding, and refining who you are, your message, your reason for doing what it is that you do, your why. So I will just pick out a random prompt from the book today. This one is folded, and this one says, how do I want to impact my audience's lives? How do I want to impact my audience's lives? That's a journaling prompt for you to think about. Your audience could be your family. Your audience could be the people that you work with. It's whoever you're in front of, whoever you have an audience with. What is your intention? How do you want to impact your audience's life? So just a journaling prompt for you to think about, write through, process through, pray through. One of the things I like about that random prompt that I just pulled out is I was thinking about if I had a superpower. And I know people sometimes say this question, and I was thinking about that today, and I was like, okay, let me give myself 3 superpowers. If I had a superpower, what would it be? One would be invisibility, because every now and again I just want to disappear, but be present, know what's going on, and just have that ability to kind of pull back when I need to and come out when I need to. The other one would be to be able to heal people emotionally. That really hit me. I was like, yeah, I'd love to be able to do that. And again, it's really interesting because these are things that I do. Even in my life, I've had seasons where I'm real quiet and pull back, seasons where I'm very public. So that invisibility makes sense. The emotional healing makes sense. A lot of my journals are for healing. It's helping people process through things. And a lot of it is emotional. So I'd want to be able to heal people emotionally. And the third one that I said was, I'm trying to remember it now, was helping people get from where they are to where they really want to be. And again, I do a lot of that through my journaling work. What are your goals? Where are you now? And how do you get there? So to be able to do that would be an amazing superpower. But also, I found that those things that I'm like, superpower are also spiritual gifts. So, yes, that's my thoughts for today on rebuild, rebrand, no, rebrand, rebuild, and refine. Those are my thoughts on that one today. So do let me know where you're joining from. And I'm going to put a link in the chat to this book if you want the PDF, but it's also available on Amazon. But if you wanted the downloadable tonight to be able to dig into one of these 100 prompts, one of the ones that I read and more, and at the end I will share another prompt. Without further ado, I would love to bring to the stage, it's like I'm at a natural event, in it. Bring to the stage a really good friend of mine, Valerie. I will let her introduce herself a little bit as well. We're just going to have a real fun conversation about her book, Step Out of Fear, and really looking forward to this conversation. And this is Valerie. Welcome. We've got Yvette joining us from Atlanta. We've got Valerie joining us. I'm going to bring her on the stage shortly. And what I'm really excited about with this conversation is Valerie is affectionately known as Aunt Val. You've got to say it in an American accent for some reason. So this is Aunt Val. And so, yes, she will be joining us. Valerie, welcome to the stage. Good to have you.
Hi, Camille.
Great to have you here. I'm so excited about this conversation. We always have so much fun when we speak in general. So I want to talk to you about writing, about journaling, about publishing, about legacy. So Valerie, just tell us a little snippet about you and then we're going to dive in.
Okay, so first of all, it's hot.
It's hot. It's hot
With
in
my
the
fan,
UK.
I try to do I got the Kente thing. Yes, oh my God, this is amazing. So my name is Valerie Kudjoe. I am an author, coach, and just done the years of administration. So I'm still in my 9 to 5, which I give information to people to transform their lives and the lives of their
Beautiful.
loved ones. And I'm really excited that I now get to do that outside of my 9 to 5 in my coaching. The only difference is I'm in the coaching, I'm not so much giving them information, I'm pulling the information out of them that is already inside. So that is really, really exciting. But I have to say this, 6 years ago on this very day,
Talk about
I
it.
put my first journal on Facebook, which was the first step to the step out of fear. We were in lockdown, pandemic, and I'd done loads of Zoom church meetings and got the prompt, divine prompt, shared it on Facebook, and that was the beginning. So, yeah, that's me
I
for
love
now.
it. Yes. Brilliant. Let's dive right in. So you are the author of Step Out of Fear, but and thank you again. It gave us a little bit of taste of the journaling, but talk to us. Show us your book. Let's see it. Step Out of Fear, available on Amazon. What is this about? What is this saying? Where did this come from? Where did this start? Why do we have to step out of fear? And what fear were you stepping out of?
Wow, loaded questions.
Just asking.
Stop. Okay, so I lived a lot of my life with fear. I write about it in the book, right from babyhood, an incident that happened when I was a baby in the cot. And then all the way through my life, fear was a major contributing factor, robbed me of so many opportunities, stopped me from doing things that I knew I should do. And the main thing it stopped me from doing is not fulfilling my divine assignment in the earth. And that is my thing now. That's the main reason why everyone needs to step out of fear is so that you can fulfill your purpose, your divine purpose. I believe every single one of us is unique. We've been given unique gifts, talents, abilities, gifts and skills, tags. We've been given these divine things, for a reason, for a purpose. And we've been assigned, I believe, to certain people. If you're not stepping out of fear, if fear is holding you back from using everything that you've been given, someone's release and deliverance is contingent on us stepping out of fear. And that's why for me now personally, there's such an urgency, because I wasted so many years being too fearful to do what I should be doing. So that's what I was stepping out of, the fear of rejection, fear of disappointment, fear of failure, fear of people's opinions. We have to get delivered from the fear of people's opinions. Sometimes we have to get delivered from ourselves and become the person that we were originally ordained to be, so that we can do what we were originally ordained and assigned to do from before the foundation of the world.
I
Yeah.
love this. I love this. Okay, we're talking about journaling and writing. So, somebody listening today saying, oh my gosh, everything you're saying is resonating with me, and I know I need to step out of fear. How can someone use writing, journaling on that journey to stepping out of fear?
So journaling for me, I've been journaling for decades. I've got a whole pile of physical
Love this.
journals. Always loved writing, storytelling, poetry, but most of all, recording my thoughts and reflections, any word that I received in my spirit and my senses. I'd always journal it. And I think the really important and the gift of journaling is you have a record. You have a record that you can always refer back to. And when I was thinking about it today, the thing that came to me was, and I'm not going to go too deep into this because I am not financially astute at all, but journaling is about progress. So if you ask an accountant about journal, I'm used to hearing the accountant at work saying, I'll just do a journal to move that money from that account to there.
Nice.
It's
Yeah.
about progress. So you can always look back. And if I hadn't started those journals on Facebook, so that was electronic journaling to the whole wide world. Don't ask me why. But if I hadn't started doing that, writing the book would have been so much more difficult. So when I decided that I was going to write the book, I literally started copying and pasting all those journals from my Facebook account and putting it into one document. And then it was just about weaving it together and making sure it
Yes.
flowed, which it did, because what I was doing was journaling. I was charting my journey. I was recording my journey that I was going through. And so it was a lot easier than trying to start from scratch. So however you journal, whether you've got the book and it's pen and paper, whether you do it electronically, there are electronic journals now, or whether you do what I do and put it on a social media platform, but write it down. Write it. What you're actually doing is writing the vision and
I
making it
love this.
as well, so that other people can run with it, as well as you looking back and seeing how far you've come.
I love this. And I can say I did the same with House of Alona when I was running my fashion brand. It was public. I was displaying the dresses and talking about the journey and everything else. So it was almost like that living journal of the progress and the journey. So I was able to also refer back to the things that were going on online. So yeah, I mean, recording your journal online is not for everybody, but definitely keeping note of it. And I really believe that the more that you begin to write and process and prayerfully write and really dig in and be vulnerable and be honest and transparent, there's no one else on the page, it's just you. And I feel like the more that you can dig in and do that, you do naturally begin to start to discover, why is that thing holding me? Or like you said, people. I remember I had that once where I was just like, oh, what are people going to say? And then I had to be like, who are people? And I was like, it's this person, and that. It's three people. And it was people, and once I got over that fear of what might they say, I was able to step beyond that. I love this. So you've gone from doing your first Facebook post, which was your journal entry 6 years ago today, and from all of those entries you were able to begin to construct your book, which is incredible. How did it feel once you had finished or almost finished writing and you're ready to publish? What was that journey like?
Whew, um, exciting, scary, um, a real sense of satisfaction, though, real sense of fulfillment, real sense of purpose, and that I was finally going to be doing what I should have done years ago. But a real sense of having everything in one place and being able to present it as one whole entity, instead of, bits and pieces all over, because some of it was from my physical journals
Hmm.
where I'd recorded reflections and things that I'd received, and some of it was on social media platforms. So being able to bring all of that together, and presenting it to you, my book coach, getting your sister Marie, absolutely fabulous, GD, and just having. But if I didn't have it all together to say to you, look, here's what I want to do, you wouldn't have been able to then pull out of it what you did.
Hmm.
And I love that about you, the way you just get into things and you're able to see even beyond what I'd written and start to make me think about what was the message, what did I want to get out there, what did I want people to receive, and what were people going to be able to run with. So yeah, it was a really exciting time, really, really exciting time, and a lot of satisfaction. That was the main thing, and purpose.
I'm so proud of you because you epitomize, people say be a product of your product, and you are a product of your product of stepping out of fear. You literally did it and then was sharing your journey. So I do, I mean, they do call me the book midwife because sometimes I'm like, bear down and push. And I remember like really pulling out, yeah, but what else? And what's the lesson? And how do people use this? How do they apply this? And really making it relevant for your reader. So no,
Mm.
well done. It was a fun journey with you, actually. It was
Yes.
a fun journey. So really well done. And how has it been since you've published, since you've had the book out? What's been the journey since then? Where are you now?
Since then, I created my website, and I have to shout out Jay. I'm not even pronouncing his name properly. I think the proper way pronunciation is Handir Solorzano, but he's known as Jay. He's my husband's ex-work colleague, and he's just amazing. It's a bit like you. He can pull
Okay.
out, and sometimes I say to him, "You give me too much homework," but he's trying to pull out so that he can present my product in the best way possible. So
Mm,
if anyone has seen my first website, stepoutofear.co.uk, that was Jay. And I've recently launched my new website, valeriekudjoe.com.
awesome. Please put it in the
That
chat
was
after. Hmm.
I will do. But Jay has now got another J. So there's J and J, and it's J2J, I think their business is. But so I had the website done, which was the first one was primarily to promote and sell the book.
Book, yeah.
And then I started to do newsletters. I hosted an online workshop for people to try and identify their gifts, because I realized that
Awesome.
sometimes people wouldn't step out because they weren't aware of what they had. So finding out what they have and then what they can do with it, that sometimes was the first step for
Hmm.
people. And then I launched the coaching business in 2023. It was a Step Out of Fear coaching. I recently relaunched Valerie
Brilliant.
Kudjoe with my START framework. So yeah, it's just been amazing. The most amazing thing are the people who've read the book and have told me the impact that it's had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people that have read it and just said, "Oh my God, I resonate." So much of it resonates. They can relate to it,
Hmm.
and they're really happy that somebody has been vulnerable enough to say, "I'm struggling with fear," and it's not about overcoming fear. It's not about a once and for all thing.
Hmm.
So I love to use this quote from Abraham Maslow, who said, we can choose to go forward to growth or backwards to safety. Growth must be chosen again and again. Fear has to be overcome again and again. And I remember when I was doing my art. I digress, but it will make sense in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing my art dissertation for my degree, and I went and met Trevor McDonald, the newsreader. Everybody knows Trevor McDonald, right? And when I met him and was talking to him, he said every single time he goes on the TV, there's a sense of fear, there's a sense of panic. So it's not that no one ever just gets over fear and that's it. It's something that you might have to deal with daily. You might have to deal with it hourly or every minute or every moment. But as long as you deal with it, that's the key. And so in my book, I give some tools and tips to deal with it whenever you need to deal with it. But as long as you are not just sitting down and allowing fear to paralyze you and suppress you, just keep fighting, just keep going forward one step at a time. And you'll get there. You'll get there and you'll do what you need to do.
I love it. I love it. Your whole book title is an action. It's not sit in and negotiate with and mull over with fear. It's step out of fear. There's an action. There's a thing to do. I cannot believe the time is already gone. I want to ask you my final signature question, which is, what are you currently learning about yourself?
I'm currently learning that I am not who I need to be yet, not fully. I'm still becoming. I think Michelle Obama or somebody wrote a book, Becoming. I'm still becoming. And I don't know when I will eventually, if I will eventually become everything and all that God has designed and created for me to be. But I'm really enjoying the journey to becoming who I need to be. And every time a new bit of me is generated or produced or exposed or released, it brings something new with it, you know, so like the new coaching and the START framework, you know, something new comes out of it. And every time I meet someone new, like a new coaching client, they also help me in bringing out something new about myself, because every single person is different. Everyone's circumstances are different. And yeah, it's just, I'm still becoming. I'm not all that I should be. There's so much more of me to be discovered. I am a treasure trove, not because of me, but because of what God has put inside me.
Love it.
I'm excited to discover all of me.
Yay, I love this. Awesome, Val. You've come such a long way. Super proud of you. Do get the book, Step Out of Fear. It's available on Amazon, and Valerie will put her details in the chat for her coaching, her START program, and all that she's doing, so you can check it out. Valerie, give me a number between 1 and 100, and maybe 1 or 2 people in the chat. Give me a number between 1 and 100, and I will read the prompt from today's book, which is Rebrand, Rebuild, Refine.
70.
All right, cool. Prompt number 70 says, what challenges did I face in my previous business or work, and how did I overcome them? So you don't have to answer that, but it's just a prompt to think about and consider. So thank you again so much. Valerie, if you want to put it on the live stream, on the actual chat, you've sent it to me directly. So if you put that link in the main chat, that'd be awesome. But Valerie, thank you for coming. It's been awesome. Great conversation with you. Again, step out of fear. Do get the book. Check out what Valerie has going on. Thank you so much. Saying thanks again to Valerie for joining me today. Next week, I will have another author where we will be speaking about journaling, publishing, and leaving a legacy. And Valerie's done an incredible job on writing about moving through, stepping out of fear. It's been something that she has dealt with. It's been a challenge that she's had to deal with. And she hasn't just dealt with it and stepped out of it herself, but she's figured out how to write that down, how to capture the lessons so that someone else who's stuck can be free to step out of fear. So I hope you enjoyed today's show. Again, it's short and sweet. Today's book, Rebrand, Rebuild, Refine, and it's available in my Stan store and also on Amazon if anyone is interested in journaling through, as Valerie was talking about, stepping out of fear, but maybe stepping out and rebranding, stepping out of something that maybe you have a previous identity and you're stepping out anew. It's great for all of that as well. Again, just to help you think, feel, process, and flow. It's been incredible spending this Monday evening with you, afternoon in the States. And I will see you again here next Wednesday. Awesome. Next Monday at 9 GMT and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard. Bless you. Have a great night.